greatly influence change upon entrepreneurship, the most prevalent ones being in social and cultural norms. As people became more educated, they became less concerned with job security, and starting your own business was viewed as an admirable and acceptable career choice. The Canadian government has influenced changes in entrepreneurship by implementing many different programs through the Business Development Bank of Canada and Futurepreneur, which is a program that helps support young entrepreneurs. Another change that has helped entrepreneurs invest more in research and development was the commercial development of intellectual property, which ultimately incentivized businesses to innovate their products and improve their processes. Now, the internet has completely changed the way businesses access physical and human infrastructure. It has revolutionized the way they collect their information, acquire customers, and how they outsource operations to become more efficient. It has also helped entrepreneurs hire more human capital, create support networks, and has encouraged experienced entrepreneurs to share their expertise. And the last significant factor that sparked changes in entrepreneurship is access to education, training, and professionalization. Now that resources are widely available, entrepreneurs can access lots of information from how to create business plans to how to be a successful manager.
The Lean Startup Strategy. To fully understand this strategy, I must explain to you the issues that it tackles and why it's so beneficial for some companies. When looking at a lot of startups, we can see that most of them tend to fail due to the fact they spend too much time and money on development of products that just don't appeal to consumers. This is where the Lean Startup Strategy comes into play. What it's meant to do is help lead to quicker development times of products, a better understanding of consumer needs, the elimination of long production times, and a reduction in spending at the start of growth for a company. How they do this is by creating a hypothesis of source to test consumer needs in the market. To do this, they built a minimum viable product, which is basically a stripped down version of their final product to get feedback from consumers and to see what they like and do not like. Why they do this is just so they don't waste money in the future and can focus on what really matters. And then from that point, the company is led with three options. They can either build the product, tweak the product, or pivot. These three steps can lead to just going straight into product development, learning from the feedback you got from the hypothesis from your minimum viable product, or going straight back to the drawing board. Those are the advantages and why a lean startup strategy is used.
I will be introducing the S-curve. The S-curve is a model that represents the market's adoption to a new product or innovation. When a new product or innovation is released onto the market, it goes through different stages. These stages consist of the market emergence stage, the growth stage, the stability stage, and the decline stage.
In order to understand this concept in greater detail, here is a picture of the S-curve. Located on the x-axis is time, and located on the y-axis is market adoption. The first phase, indicated by the pink highlight, is the market emergence stage. During this stage, the product or innovation is introduced and companies aim to get their product noticed through advertising. They try to influence potential consumers on why they need this product. Once this product is more popular on the market, it will start to trend upwards. At point 1, located here, consumer awareness and demand exceeds the quantity available. This causes the market to enter into a phase called the growth stage, indicated by the green highlight. The growth stage is exponential, and it creates a window of opportunity for the company to perfect the product for the long run. The stability stage is next and is indicated by the yellow highlight. In this stage, the product has reached a dominant design that many consumers are content with. Also during this stage, new competitors enter the market. The last stage, indicated by the blue highlight, is the decline stage, and this is where the demand for the product and the supply equalize. As more time goes on, the product ages and the demand for the product decreases.
That was a brief explanation of what the S-curve is, and I hope you now have a better understanding about this topic.
The concept that I'll be introducing is A/B testing, a technique used to gather website performance data by showing different versions of a web page to visitors. Like many other testing techniques, there are 5 examples of elements that you can test. The first one is color. This involves retrieving a response through feelings which set an emotional mood for acceptance or rejection to the viewer. This test is completely subjective and is influenced by your emotions. Colors can be used in certain combinations in order to attract more attention and to make other elements easier to understand. This means that the right combinations put together can maximize results. The second test is images, which conveys more meaning than colors or text. This test helps set the tone by instantly connecting with the viewer. Although this may be the case, images must be placed accordingly in order to see which one gets the best results. Also, images cannot be guessed like colors can. The third test is words. This test is a little bit more difficult since every word has a different meaning. That being said, you have to be careful with what words you choose in order to convey the right meaning to viewers. Testing different words and phrases can be one of the hardest tests to carry out. The fourth test is variables. This test simply means testing dollar amounts. This can be done by experimenting with minimum donation levels or asking for a specific amount in the CTA. And finally, the last test is layout. There are two different kinds of layouts: text versus graphic. This helps you understand how to improve results. There are also platforms that help design and implement A/B experiments like Optimizely. Overall, A/B testing is an important technique used to experiment with performance. However, it is also important to understand the amount of time you put into implementing a strategy, as it can either give you good results or poor results, depending on how much time is put into it.
What can be learned from these concepts? Well, let's try to grab a perspective from some of the greatest entrepreneurs of all time. Entrepreneurs such as Steve Jobs and Bill Gates used these concepts in forms that they were not what they were when they initially created their businesses of Apple and Microsoft. With the shift of technology, their mindset of success for their products hitting their market and consumers were questionable. Yet their business model continued to adapt to their initial inventions. As time progressed, so did their market, in which made their consumer more likely to buy it. Not only that, they continued to innovate and test multiple products in which branched out more towards different markets that they were not initially used to. Once their product has fully reached their clientele, they adapted, seeing their pros and cons to fully perfect that their company wanted to produce. Steve Jobs excelled this through his advanced innovation of the iPhone, creating a multi-touch interface while completely new software that synchronizes with their new product. While Bill Gates created many different and successful softwares that were an everyday necessity within home computers, entrepreneurs need time to innovate for non-guaranteed product. Yet concepts such as the lean startup and the S-curve can help eliminate mistakes that small businesses can make.
When someone looks at a successful entrepreneur, they are looking at the final product of a long and strenuous cycle. Most don't see the challenges that they must overcome and the obstacles they have had to face to get there. With the knowledge gained from this module, we have come to learn about the many stages it takes to get to where we want to be as an entrepreneur. The lean startup model has taught us how to improve efficiency and reduce waste of production times, spending at the start of growth, and more. We have understood that some of the biggest changes to entrepreneurship are social and cultural norms of the workplace, and how these changes will affect future startups. We have gained insight into how the S-curve has a crucial role when observing and forecasting the lifetime of a product, and see many companies today, such as Apple, have multiple S-curves for each individual product, and utilize these curves to see when the optimal time to release a new product will be. A/B testing has taught us how to see which of our products perform better when given to consumers to test. All of these lessons have expanded our knowledge on entrepreneurship and will hopefully better equip us for the future. Now we ask you, the class, to comment in the discussion board where you have seen any of these methods used, or if you have used them yourself, and why you think these are good strategies.